I know this from experience. Event professionals love experiences. I've
Mm-hmm.
used the term experience junkie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, there's a trip where we can walk backwards up a hill and weave baskets, under what, like in most event professionals are like, I'm in, let's do it. Right.
Right, 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 right.
And at the same time, there is a core virtue, if you will, or a real core value of security. And I don't mean security like software security or login security. And I don't mean security like job security, but I think more in the sense of professional development that they're grabbing the reins and securing their career and bringing security to their skill set. What would you say to those who want to take the next big leap or looking to continue to expand their capacities as an event professional?
So I think it is about getting on that path to becoming a strategic thinker, right? And the way you do that is with experience. It's also though with being curious and participating in an industry events, webinars, go to conferences, get, aligned with different people in the community to bounce ideas off of. All of those things, when you do that, pushes you into that strategic mindset. So I would really encourage planners, I know they're so busy and they're stuck in the weeds on the logistics, but make sure you're being proactive to carve out time to participate in that education, participate with communities, continue to network. Because honestly, if you're in corporate, you are eventually going to get laid off. It's just the way it is. So it's always important to keep your network up, proactively network with people because you never know when you're going to need to tap into that network. It's just a fact of life
Yeah.
that if you're a corporate marketer, eventually you're going to get laid off.
Yeah. I mean, you said it earlier, it is a reality shifting sands, right? Whether it's AI, the economy. And that's why the importance of having that mindset of expanding your capacities, whether it's understanding AI, becoming a better negotiator, strategic thinking. I often say, here's my 2 cents in general, and this is more universal and it can apply to anybody. And I'd love to get your thoughts on this, is that especially if you're more junior, you're younger, you're starting out, even though you might have an old soul and you want to get, pilots call it hours in the air. You want to get
Mhm.
some experience and you have your strengths. And I think it's important to know your strengths and play to your strengths, but it's also important to understand the areas, like you said, enough in AV to be dangerous, know enough to be dangerous. So if you see an area where a colleague or a direct report or somebody is struggling with, not because you're going to be an ass kisser, but if you can intervene and say, hey, look, I could be reading it wrong. This seems to be like a little bit of a stop point for you or a barrier. I'd like to
Right.
come in the context of learning about this or alleviating it from you a little bit. And if it's coming in as collaborative and if it's coming in as
Right.
somebody who's on the team, it just occurs to me, I have it on my team all the time. People take stuff off my desk, not because they're kissing your butt, but because they know that the motor can go a little bit more flowy and
Right.
optimal. And
Right.
what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I totally agree. So I have a team at my company. Honestly, it's kind of funny. We all worked together in the past. They all reported to me at some point in my corporate life.
It's kind of
So,
like you got the band back together.
yeah, we got the band act together. We absolutely did. And, we know each other really well. They know how I operate, my skills and my expectations, right? And I know their skills. And we all have something that's a little bit different.
Mhm.
And it's kind of awesome
Yeah.
because, when I need a technical person, there's one on my team that I will, hand it off to her in a heartbeat. And she is amazing with spreadsheets and pivot tables and, you name it, she can figure it out. She's great with the behind the scenes stuff. If I'm trying to figure out something on my platform as a small business owner, she takes the reins of that and runs with it. I've got other people that are really great at the social media side. And so we integrate them when we need to. And on the graphic design side, I mean, we have this really great sort of dance that we do. And it's sort of seamless handoffs. We all kind of know, okay, if it's a sourcing project, it goes to this person. If it's a logistics thing, it goes to that person, So I try to come in with my clients more as a team approach because not every person is good at all of it.
That's
They're just
right.
not,
That's
right?
right.
And so to think you can just hire an event planner and they're going to be able to do it all, I think is not really the way the world is. I think it's better to have a team approach where you can have those handoffs and get the right experts doing your stuff
Yeah,
when it's time to do that work.
that's
So
right.
So that's how I approach it.
Yeah. And you said it's not the way the world works. It's just
Yeah.
not. I mean, you
Yeah.
look at sports, you look at education, you look at healthcare, manufacturing, it's just not. And I think that the sum of each individual is greater. And it sounds like that's how your team is operating, and the band getting back together is
Yeah.
what they kind
Yeah,
of
it's like a surgical team. If you had you wouldn't tell your surgeon, well, I need one person in the room and they're going to do it all.
right.
No,
No.
you got your surgeon and you've got all of his assistants doing the parts that they do,
Yeah.
right? To make the whole thing come together.
That's
So
great, great analogy.